Hey guys, Seth from 1028A here. We just got back from our second regional comp of the year. We thought we would bring you guys a little bit of a match breakdown. Unfortunately, this is the only recording we got. Thank you to 5069W for sending it to us. But regardless, we're going to do a little bit of a breakdown. Thought it would be unique because we're actually driving in this match. We could give you kind of like an insight into what a driver is thinking about in different situations and how we decide to do what we're going to do. So straight into Auton. We don't get win point here. We don't have a win point built for the left side. Unfortunately, we did not deliver. You see, the teammate cleared the line. But this is, at the end of Auton is the first important point as a driver to kind of like look around the field, not just as a driver, but as like a, a driving box. I kind of like refer to it as like as a driver. But the three people on your team that are up there, if you have three people, I'm very fortunate I have two people up there with me. You just kind of have to look around and make sure you notice all this stuff. So first of all, most obviously, 4 rings on the stake, very good. Just means we're not going to have to spend a whole lot of time in taking rings to have a full goal. We can focus a little more on top rings, which is super important as far as our strategy goes. We like to grab top rings super early in the game, just so that we can have that ability to only have to worry about playing defense on top rings and not offense. Good head start. And then I would say the second important thing to notice is this red ring right here on this goal. It's going to be important later. Very important later. So going into the match here, I go for blue rings because I'm an idiot. And then we get some pretty heavy defense played on us straight out of the bat. This is our sister team, so, all fun and games, But you can see, if we go back just a second here, you can see our hook. You can barely see it. Sorry for the bad video. Is actually caught on the top of this goal, so we're not intaking for a second. I didn't notice for a second. But we grab that top ring. Super unique Wallstake mech, by the way. Actually, we'll have a better shot of it over here. We'll do a little bit of an explanation for that later. We'll release that soon. But we're coming up on our first important decision here to make as a driver. So we've got a full goal. They've got a full goal. They've got a full goal. And our teammate is getting some super heavy defense played on them in this corner. So sliding this goal into the positive corner would be impossible as of right now. But we know that the opportunity is going to come up at some point in this match if this team wants to be staying competitive and playing good offense throughout the match. They can't just stay here the whole time. They would get pinning calls, stuff like that. So while I'm making this decision, I kind of grab this top ring really fast, come over here, play some meaningless defense, and then I figured out what you should do in this situation, instead of just kind of like idling, is just keep scoring as many points as possible. So I drop this goal kind of close to this team, see if I can bait them out of the corner and maybe take it from them. I wish in hindsight I would have just thrown it over here because they couldn't do anything about it without dropping a goal, but sometimes we don't make the best decision. So we drop that, start filling up this next goal. Super heavy defense still. The opportunity comes up, but unfortunately we're a little slow to get there. And then I'm getting comms from my team here that now that they have this, they're going to probably switch the people out. So this is another good opportunity to try to go for this corner. You should just be always going for that positive corner, even if it's just like a couple of seconds while there's a good opportunity. Another important thing is knowing when to give up on that. So once they're in a pretty good defensive position here, there's no point in trying. Let's just go slide this goal into the corner. And I would say this is our next super important decision to make as a driver. And I'm actually talking to my programmer nonstop throughout this match. So what I ask him is, do you think I should go for this corner, or do you think I should fill up a stake? And what we both do at this juncture is we look around the field and we kind of add up points. So what I like to do is think about how, what the value of each stake would be. And if it's that value for blue, we would do I would think of it as like a negative point value. And if it's that value for red, I would think of it as a positive point value. I'm not super good at mental math, but it's super simple. So in this case, this goal in the negative corner would be -8. This goal full of blue would be another -8. And this goal full of blue would be -12. So that puts us at, pretty negative. But this 8 gets canceled out by this full goal. And this 8 gets canceled out by this full goal in the positive corner. So now all we have is a -12 but that's canceled by these two top rings and auto, right? So as of right now, we are at a pretty reasonable tie game. So if we can fill this goal up, we'll have this win. Very important to do those kind of calculations, even if they're not super accurate because you're nervous in the heat of the moment, which I definitely was. Just having like a rough estimation of where you stand as far as winning or losing can get you very, very far in this game. So, I asked my programmer how much time we have left. He says we've got about 50 seconds. So that's more than enough time to fill up a goal. So that's kind of what we focus on for the next little bit. Struggle with these rings because they're buried in blue rings. And this is where it's super nice to get those top rings early, as I don't have to worry about that eating into my time for filling this goal up. So I dropped this off with my teammate, ask him to defend that. And then, with whatever time I have left, leaving myself time to hang for that win, we'd play a little bit of negative corner offense, try to grab that out of there. Fortunately, we end up getting by our sister team. And then the best thing to do with this goal here is put it as far away from danger, or these two negative corners, as possible. And then just go for the quick hang. I love my engineers. Very fast hanging robot. Makes this a lot easier. So, in summary, we've got these three kind of key moments to look at. First, maybe more than three, I don't remember. We've got these kind of key moments to look at. First thing is coming out of Auton, evaluate what the field looks like. I would say the second key point, coming out of Auton, evaluate what the field looks like, and also make sure that you know what your plan out of Auton is going to be. For us, that was grab Wallstakes and fill up this goal. I would say the second key point, second important thing is, when you're running out of, or like when your strategy isn't going to work, reevaluate. Think about point values, the best thing to do with your time. What can I be doing right now that's going to add to my point total? And what that ended up being for us in this situation is, since we can't double this goal, try to fill up another one while we wait for an opportunity to do that. And then this next important decision is kind of like right here. This goal's in the negative corner. So how do we fight back from this massive negative point value? And for that, it would be neutralize that massive negative 8 points with a positive 8 points, so that all we have to worry about is what else is going on over here with the top rings and the positive corner goals. And then the last key moment is in the end game, leave yourself enough time to hang. So in this case, it was cutting it pretty close, but in the end game, just make sure if you're playing negative corner defense, think of that hang as another top ring. Super, super valuable. You might as well have a full, or you might as well have a Wallstake. So yeah, hopefully this little run through helped you guys, if you're in a similar situation to us in this match, know what to do and, kind of how to add those point values up quickly. Thanks for watching. And the explanation will be out on Monday.